Greetings once again, this is Mike with my Kawasaki Z650RS, also known as Zorro. This is part 2 of our ride along Old Highway 395. If you're here joining us from part 1, welcome back. If you haven't seen the first part of our ride, I have linked that video in the description, or you can click the link that is appearing in the upper right hand corner. We are working our way out of the Bowers Mansion parking lot, southbound on Old 395 towards the Nevada state capital, Carson City. Still a very nice day, sunny skies, and clear. Speaking of clear, we're checking the road. Another acceleration look. Enjoying the revs of the 650cc engine of this Kawasaki. Old 395 really opens up past Bowers Mansion. Here we get to see a lot of the ranches, farms, and other large properties in this area. But we're going to turn right here instead of going straight. This is Franktown Rd, I believe. It's not a fast road, 35 miles per hour. I discovered this road recently, and it's nice and quiet. Not too much traffic here. But this is the main traffic here, is just the residents in this area. A lot of large homes, farms, and ranch homes. I think the one on the right there. As I was saying in the first video, this is kind of why I ride. Enjoying being outside and in control of the machine that responds to my inputs. A motorcycle is an honest machine. It will let you know if you're doing something wrong, and it will flatter you if you're doing something right. They weren't kidding when people were saying that motorcycles are therapy machines. Motorcycles do keep you in the moment. I'm not really an outdoorsy type of person, but being on a motorcycle is one of those instances where I love being outside and experiencing the world, and not experiencing the world through a screen. The Z650RS perfectly at home doing this sort of thing. Just cruising around. Pretty comfortable ride. The seat is pretty comfortable. It takes about maybe 2.5 to 3 hours before I really start feeling uncomfortable and need to get down and have a stretch break. I enjoy discovering places like this road because the the views in this area is something like I would see in a movie. The type of movie that you would have the setting in the countryside somewhere, not in a major city. And it's kind of cool to experience that in real life. There are times that it amazes me that getting out of the city, how much open space we really have in this country. This state in general is pretty wide open, especially when we get out in the deserts driving between Vegas and Reno. Hey, looks like we've got some horses on the left, and even one of them is looking at me. Maybe he's wondering what kind of horse am I riding. It is kind of like a horse. A motorcycle is kind of like that. It's a metal horse that has a personality. Riding on a road like this is pretty relaxing. You're in the moment, but you're also absorbing what's around you. It's kind of hard to explain until you're actually on a bike, but when you do, you get it. And I've watched videos of other riders talk about it, but when I start to ride myself and experiencing it in the saddle of my bike, I get it. It's interesting. It's an interesting feeling. I don't know what it's like to run a farm or a ranch, but it must be an interesting experience, tending to livestock or animals on a large scale, and managing land that's a large piece of land. Being out here seems really peaceful. You don't have to worry about neighbors being too close to one another out here. This part of the scenery changes a little bit from the open pastures to more wooded with the large pine trees. Kind of interesting that the scenery changed very quickly. This road's about 4 miles long, I believe. These trees must be really old. They're very, very tall. Part of the road starting to reach its conclusion towards the end. This road dumps out also back onto the old Highway 395. So where we took the right turn, if we just kept going straight, we're just going to pretty much end up here. Stopping at the stop sign, all clear. Let's give it some more revs again. This bike isn't super powerful. Running up the gears is a fun experience. I've never driven a manual transmission car, so this motorcycle's the first time that I experienced driving or riding a machine that required me to use the clutch. The clutch is very light on this bike, so it's not taxing or tiring to use at all. running parallel to the freeway, and we're getting closer to Carson City. See those hills ahead? Just beyond, as we crest them, is where Carson City basically begins. There's usually more traffic on the freeway itself than here on Old 395, which is why I'm always on this road more than the freeway. Because I can just enjoy the ride. That's kind of why I'm out here. Watch for that truck. Can't make me stop. Doesn't show it, but this is actually a pretty steep incline up this hill. That's no problem for Zorro here with his 650 in. This road actually becomes the on-ramp for the freeway, but instead of going onto the freeway, we're going to take a little detour to the right. Here in Lakeview, as the sign says there on the right. This is a community, I believe. I'm not sure if it's master planned, but it's a nice community. It's a nice view on the road. The streets here aren't prepared all that nice. They're kind of rough shape. But the suspension on the Z650RS has no problem handling it. Yeah, you can see they're pretty cracked. Yeah, this area has pretty big homes as well. Pretty big lot sizes. During winter, it probably has a lot of snow since we're up in the hills. This is one of the routes for cyclists to take because obviously they can't go onto the freeway. So they have to go through this subdivision. I'm a bike myself, right? Except mine has an engine. And I don't have to pedal. Turn left down this road. Pine trees are really abundant in this area. The first time I went down here, I was pretty confused to where to go, but luckily I saw some signs that had the bike route, and I just followed that, and I discovered my way out. Do give me an opportunity to practice swerving. Gotta look at the right side of things, right? exiting this area, but we're still staying on this road. Can't imagine riding this road on a bicycle. It looks like it's pretty rough unless someone's bicycle has pretty good suspension. Looks like we're out of the housing area. Pick up a little more speed. Rolling downhill. I guess if you were in a pedal bike, this is a fun part to do. Going downhill in this direction. Must be hell going the opposite direction. I'm glad I'm on a motorcycle, that's for sure. Kind of interesting that we were like in a forest with pine trees. Now, the way the hills look and with all the sagebrush, it looks like we're out in the desert. Nope, we got a cyclist in front of us. At least he's sporting the high-vis jacket for safety. But he's kind of weaving all over the place. Like, now he's blocking me. Goes to the edge and then goes back in the middle. Not sure where this guy's going. I'm not in a hurry, so I'm just gonna lay back behind him. This is a pretty steep hill. Sucks for him. Do cyclists just blow through stop signs? I'm just gonna stop just to be sure and be safe. Give myself a little bit of a gap to the guy. Alright, on the straight. I'm just gonna blow by this guy. He's kind of worrying me where he's going. There's another group of cyclists ahead. I'm not gonna turn there. Avoid them, I'm just going to keep going straight. I would have liked to turn there and see where that leads. I don't want to be behind more cyclists. Alright folks, it looks like we are on the outskirts of Carson City now. Suburb, typical suburb. These homes that are a lot closer together than the ranch homes we were passing by earlier. Stop sign once again. I am getting better doing that right turn from a stop. Back in the day, I did have some trouble overshooting the lines. I'm still not perfect. I should be a little tighter with my turns, but at least I'm keeping it in the lane. This part of the road's giving me good stopping practice, that's for sure. The intersection is clear. Starting to change colors. I haven't really explored much of Carson City yet. There are some parts I've visited. I've gone through downtown. We're not going to go through downtown Carson City on this ride. We'll do that some other time. But yeah, we will show more of the city as well. But for now, when we get to North Carson Street, which is the main road at the stoplight, we will be going back towards Reno on the freeway. Please don't turn in front of me. of exploring Carson City for another day. Head check. Lane is clear. Picking up some speed. Past this intersection, it's pretty much a straight shot onto the freeway. So I expect past that pickup to clearing to give myself a nice straight shot onto the freeway. Got 2 cars ahead, so I have some room. This is a nice long on-ramp. It's a really good place to just build speed without really revving it out. The radius of the turn is pretty gentle, so there's not a lot of lean angle for me. Checking left, all clear. Looks like we caught a nice pocket of traffic on the freeway. As for the highway performance of the Z650RS, it's fairly competent at freeway speeds. Around 6 to 500 RPM or so, cruising 70-ish. It is a naked bike, so the body receives all the air. There's no fairings to shield you. For short blasts, it's not too bad. I don't mind it too much. The buffeting's not too bad. Especially on a day like today where it isn't windy at all, it's not too bad. I mean, I can't imagine doing this for like hundreds of miles in a day. It's not too bad for sure. Yeah, a little bit of different perspective of Washoe Valley on the freeway. This is pretty much the area we've been riding in, but we were doing the side, what I call the country roads, not the main highway. Since we are chill ride channel, we are not doing top speed runs. So don't ask me what the top speed of this bike is because I've never reached it. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, no problem keeping up with traffic. This 650 engine is pretty good. Nowhere near red line, so there's plenty more speed if needed. Body of water to the right is Washoe Lake. It's not a very deep lake. There were times when I first moved to this area that actually the lake was dry. Well, when there's periods of a lot of rain and snow, yeah, there's water there. We will be exiting here. On the freeway. There was one time that I saw a paraglider flying around this area. Doesn't look like he's here today, unfortunately. Looks like in the distance, not sure if the camera can pick it up, there are some wild Mustangs. There are plenty of wild horses here in the Reno area. They can be in large groups, large herds. Just doing a quick U-turn. Gonna go across the bridge here, over the freeway. And this road leads back to old 395, where we were not too long ago. With that concludes our ride. Thank you very much for joining me once again. Hope you enjoyed what you saw on the ride. And if you did like it, please comment, like, and subscribe to the Global Rider channel. Thank you very much. And until the next ride, have a good one.